Welcome to the Soul Align Podcast. This is Dr. Michelle Kraft. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here you'll find stories of magic, miracles, and soul. Pure, loving downloads that may be just for you at just the right time you need to hear them. May these stories and meditations awaken you to your own brilliance. May they remind you that you matter. Yes, you, your life, your thoughts, and your experiences. The more calm, clear, and connected we all are, the more magic and miracles we can create together. Okay, so enjoy. From my heart to yours, here we go. When my sister Elisa left the planet, I was devastated. She was my person. The one person that I would call for everything. For my first cup of coffee in the morning, for amazing, great news, for really sad times when I was crying. She was so wise and funny and radiantly beautiful and available and present for all of the things all of the time. She was my person. And when she left the planet, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was so sad. I've always been highly intuitive and been working on it over the years. And when she left, I was really looking forward to being able to stay connected to her and hear messages from her, hear her voice, have her guide me, continue to have a relationship with her. And I was so deeply sad. And I checked out there for a while too. There's parts of my memory that I don't always remember. Or I look back on, I'm like, gosh, I was so sad. I was missing things around me with maybe my children. And I get kind of caught up with words as you listen to my podcasts. They're not going to be edited. They're going to be me fully talking completely from my soul to yours with a cup of tea here right now as I look out at the sky and ocean. So here we go. I was so emotional that I was missing things. I wasn't able to hear clearly, and I missed special moments I look back on maybe with my children that were littler at the time, and something that I was in so deep that I didn't even know it in a grieving process. And grieving has its own process. So I was deeply sad and wanting so desperately to communicate with her. And I remember having someone tell me, a good friend of mine, that, you're so emotional that you're almost blocked to receiving any messages from her. And I think it was true. And it was really hard to hear because it's not something you can just necessarily instantaneously change. So I just remember there's this one song. Do you ever have that one song that you hear it and it just lights you up and it changes everything? It changes how you're feeling in the moment and it causes emotions, and you can listen to it no matter where you're at. It will just immediately change your day. Well, there was this one song on the radio at the time, Hello by Adele. And that song would come on, and I would listen to the words, and they meant something totally different to me. And then I pointed it out to my little daughter at the time, and we started listening to that song when it came on the radio. We listened carefully to the words, and we knew it was more of a message from heaven to us, from heaven to us, of my sister and I and her communication with us. We were singing it out loud to her, loud and clear. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything I've done. I hope you're well. Did you ever make it out of that town where nothing seemed to happen? You know the song. You know the words. Now, I believe it was written for a lover and an ended relationship. Well, this relationship had ended for me, and it was a deep loss. And for me, it was the love of my sister. So when I heard the words then, that time after her passing, it had a completely different meaning to me. Hello from the other side. Ah, man. So that song would come on, and I would just cry my eyes out, driving or at the house, no matter what I was doing, and I would just start to belt it out and sing it at the top of my lungs. And my daughter at the time, she was littler. She had to have been, I'm going to guess, she was around 6 or 7 at the time of this. And she would be driving, and my son too, 9 or 10. He was in the car with me, and we would just belt out the song to Auntie Lisa. And we knew we were singing to her, and I would say, oh, here's Auntie Lisa. Here's our song to her. And we would just belt out hello in the car as loud as we could. We'd open the sunroof and be singing it going down the road. Sing it at our house. All the windows are open, breezes are blowing through, looking out at the ocean, dancing around to hello. Hello from the other side. Arms would go up. We don't know if we're good singers or not. We didn't care. We just belted out that song no matter what we were doing. When that song came on, we would stop what we were doing, and we would sing it. I would cry and throw my arms up and belt it out to my sister, and so would my children. It was really quite amazing experience that weaved in joy and love and sadness and some attempt at communication, some way of us feeling that we could send out our beacons of love to her, just send them out to the skies with our voices and our arms and our movements and our pure, pure hearts. Just send that up to her in the sky. Hello from the other side. I tell you, the neighbors know every single word to that song because of us. So that's what was happening, and that was the only way we really had, and of feeling that would come online every single time, and we would play a lot in the car, and as time went by, it's played less and less, but we always seemed to hear it, or we would just put it on. My daughter would put on this song for me. I remember my friend telling me when she had passed away, she said, oh, I have a friend that can get messages for you. Do you want a message from your sister? And I was pretty distracted at the time and really sad. She's like, she gets messages. She's crystal clear. You know, she talks to angels and ghosts. I was like, great, sure, why not? And this had been close to the time after she passed. And so a couple of years go by, and we are belting out the song to hello, and it comes on in the most amazing ways and places, and we have this way of honoring my sister and really landing in the lyrics to the song of the small town in California where I grew up that I did make it out of, by the way, and so did she make it out of the town that she grew up in, and the many times that I wished I could have told her I was sorry, and the ways that I was hoping she was well. Really just couldn't have written that song any better myself, right? Hello, perfectly from the other side by Adele. So a couple years went by, and I remember sitting at my laptop one day and opening up my laptop and the screen and hopping on, Facebook pops up, hopping on and noticing that I had a business page that I hadn't been on for a couple of years, and the messenger was something that I wasn't familiar with at the time or how it worked. And I remember looking at that little icon popping up and seeing like, oh, okay, this is something that I can click on. It's going to open messages on this business page that I hadn't been on for years. And out of curiosity, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to click on that little icon. When Messenger first came out, I wasn't sure what that was. And that day I was like, I'm going to click on that, see what that is. I'm on my business page. I'm about to delete the business page because I don't use it anymore. And I open the little messenger icon for the first time, and the messages pop up. And there's a message from someone that I don't know. And the first line says, here's a message from you, from your sister Lisa. Well, that had my full attention. So I figured out how to scroll down further, and there, waiting for me for the last 2 or more years in a message in Facebook Messenger on an old business page, waiting there for me was a message from your sister. I scroll down, and it's the lyrics to Hello by Adele. the entire lyrics written out and nothing more. This is Dr. Michelle Kraft. I hope you're uplifted, opened, and transformed in some way today. Remember, when you are aligned with soul, anything is possible. Make sure to subscribe so you know when all new stories are released, and give 5 stars to show you love them. You can connect with me at soulalign.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Until the next time, to be continued. Aloha.